Let's see what else. Low on you, certainly. Maybe you are too much younger. Okay. Too easy to wear out. Probably more of you before the winter's out. You should be fine. Now, who could that be bothering me on this otherwise quite pleasant day? Oh, it's you. Please, come in, come in. No, I was just teasing. It's all right. Is it, raining rather hard out there? Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, it only started a few minutes ago, but you probably got caught in it, didn't you, walking here? Well, I suppose that's just the way it goes sometimes. Well, what can I do for you while you're here? Oh, you just came to pop by. Things must be rather slow in Whisperwind then, if you're just walking all the way here just to pay me a visit. It's a strange question to ask somebody. No, I haven't gotten any letters recently. Oh. You're talking about Maggie, aren't you? No, I haven't heard from her since the letter that you brought me from Tivermac. You know, I'm glad that you found her. I'm glad that we know that she's at least mostly doing okay. But just because one stranger tracks her down in a random city doesn't mean that she's ready to come home. If you knew Maggie like I know Maggie, you would know that she's not someone to be rushed. Let's just say that. If she's ready to return home, she will. But she's also been gone for 5 years. You don't just erase that just from someone telling her that she's missed. There's a lot of pain and a lot of isolation, it sounds like. Well, she knows that we're here. She knows that we are thinking of her. She'll come when she's ready. Is that the real reason you came out here? Just to ask me about Maggie? That doesn't surprise me, actually. Well, sorry, I don't have more to tell you. She'll come when she comes. If she comes. At all. And even if she does visit, who's to say that she'll stay? It's up to her. It will always be up to her. Anyway, is there something else that you needed, or is it all right if I get back to my work that you interrupt? Oh, nothing urgent, I suppose. I was just working on something that I think is going to be my Winter Solstice gift this year. All right, I suppose you can have a bit of a preview. I'm working on creating a little satchel for everyone, a poultice, I suppose, if you will. And it's something that you place on the hearth of your home, next to the fireplace, or perhaps in the dining area, wherever is sort of the main gathering area of your home. And it's meant to, well, absorb negative energy and attract positive energy, I guess. This year has been a challenging one for a lot of people. I thought it would be nice to just sort of clear the air and start over with something positive for the new year. Bringing people some cleansing, some healing, and hope for the future. Little bag of hope, I suppose. Perhaps that sounds silly. I don't know. You think it sounds nice? All right, well, good to know. I was just sort of working on gathering some ingredients. I know a few that I would like to use, but I still have to decide. This poultice, I think, in order to have it last the longest, instead of using strange and unusual ingredients that you find only in this forest, I think I'm actually going to use more normal things. The world around us has quite a lot of magic in and of itself, everywhere you look, really. Not just in the strange and unusual, but in the everyday things, too. Many, many herbs can be used to help direct the energy around you in the way that you want it to go. Whether that's clearing away negative energy or inviting positive energy, positive feelings, positive things to happen. You don't always have to be so fancy and mystical. Sometimes the things around us every day are plenty magical, if we just take the time to look. Anyway, so I will most likely be using sage. It's been a favorite of mine lately. It's a powerful herb. Of course, for things like cleansing. I mean, we burn sage to cleanse the air, cleanse space, cleanse the energy between two people. But it's also known as something that invites peace, wisdom, a clear head, things like that. Would be a good thing to have in a poultice to ring in the new year, I suppose, after solstice. Anyway, I'm sure it'd be terribly boring just watching me pour different herbs into a bowl, but if you'd like to stick around. I mean, I wouldn't suggest going back outside in that downpour. You can at least sit by the fire and watch if you'd like, or just, I don't know, sit in your own thoughts, but don't touch anything. No touching. Right, yes, of course, you can watch. Why don't I just grab a few other things and then we'll get started, all right? Okay. All right, let's grab a bowl. I always prefer working in wood. I suppose I have some bowls that aren't wood, but there's something about a wooden vessel. Trees just, they have magic of their own, so just a little help to draw from that. Okay. Now, I'm thinking that we'll do different herbs in sort of two different purposes, I suppose. First, we're going to cleanse and heal and purify and take away some of that negativity from the past year so that everyone is able to have a fresh start. And then after we add those herbs, we'll add a few to attract some positive energy. Things like strength, confidence, courage, luck. So, cleanse away the bad and then attract the good. I think that is what we will do. Right, so first up, we're going to add rosemary. Now, rosemary is a very potent herb, both in smell and in its abilities to help us. Rosemary is known for its ability to cleanse negative energy, and it's also seen as an herb of protection. Many people, myself included, also use rosemary in satchels and poultices to help someone find peaceful sleep. It's one of the ingredients in my poultice that helps to ease the mind at night if you just put it under your pillow. All right. Next, we're going to add in some cloves. I think I have some ground here. Unfortunately, I don't have any whole ones. I ground up the last of mine, but that's all right. Ground cloves will be easier to disperse. Now, cloves are excellent at banishing things, whether it's an evil spirit or whether it's negative energy. They're also known to purify and also bring about luck. There we are. This is going to smell very strong when we're finished. All right. Next up, must add some parsley. It's also another very powerful, purifying, cleansing herb. And parsley is also said to bring you strength. Not necessarily physically, but also mentally and emotionally. All right. Now we'll also throw in a bit of cinnamon, I think. Cinnamon is a particularly strong healer, whether that's physically or emotionally. And it's also said to bring about protection and prosperity. All right. And then our last cleansing, purifying herb will be just a bit of thyme. We could all use more thyme, don't you think? Sorry, bad joke. But thyme is very powerful at healing and is also said to bring about courage in people. Bring out your best, really. There. I think that should be a good mix of herbs to help us cleanse some of the bad that happened this past year. it's mixed really well. All right, I think that should do it for removing the negative. Now, let's add in a few things that will help attract some positive energies, shall we? Let's start with poppy seeds. These little guys are full of magic. They help bring about good health and luck, and they attract happiness. So, sprinkle in some of these. There we are. This is a very, very powerful herb, ginger. It's quite fiery. Not just when you add it to your food. It gives quite a bit of heat to what you're making. But it also can evoke passion. It's often associated with love, as well as luck, success, and strength. There we are. Make sure that gets nicely mixed in. All right. Next up, let's add some peppercorn. Now, pepper is very good at bringing about courage in an individual. Pepper, I guess, could have also gone in our first category, as it is said to be an excellent purifier. So, excellent use for pepper in this little poultice that we're making. All right, let's grind it up a bit. There we are. Grinding it up just helps to release some of that scent a bit more. Make it just that much stronger. make sure that gets evenly mixed in as well. There we are. Now, let's add just a hint of nutmeg. Nutmeg is said to bring about clarity for a person. So, just in case things don't all go according to plan in the next year, hopefully it would be better than this year, but I'm not so naive as to think that all of the problems in the world will just magically go away. Hopefully adding some nutmeg will bring about some clarity when dealing with different problems. And nutmeg is also said to encourage confidence. Something we all need from time to time. Some more than others. Now, like I said, what poultice of hope would be complete without some sage? Sage, like I said, is an excellent cleanser of energy, but it also brings about peace and wisdom. This next year will bring about healing for people. But of course it will also have some troubles of its own. Hopefully adding some sage to this will give people a sense of peace when they do face trials or difficult decisions, and wisdom about the right course of action. Alright, I'll make sure this is all nice, evenly mixed together. There. I think that should do it. You know, it's funny, all those strong smells. You would think that it would just smell strange, but it actually smells quite good. All those different herbs working together. Just like they do in a soup. Hopefully they will make a very powerful and effective poultice for people too. Alright, let me just toss this in a little bag. Then I think we'll be done. here we are. A little bag of hope, I suppose. Perhaps that's childish of me to think that. But hopefully it will do some good for the people of Whisperwind. I sincerely hope so. There are lots of people in this town who, through no fault of their own, have come across some very difficult circumstances, particularly recently. And I think they could use a win. Anyway, this is just a small batch, of course. We'll probably just keep it in my hearth for now, just to make sure that, I don't feel that I need to add anything else. But then I'll make up a big batch of it, hand them out at solstice. Yeah. I hope people like it. It's simple enough, I suppose, but hopefully it's something that will mean something to people. Anyway, sorry, here I am prattling on. It does look like it's stopped raining. If you don't need anything, probably be a good idea to head on back into town, don't you think? Yeah, you wouldn't want to be caught out here in another downpour, or of course, just after nightfall as well. Much more dangerous traveling the forest at night. Well, it was interesting seeing you, as always. You know I'm kidding. I appreciate my solitude out here. I do. I appreciate the quiet. But I've come to not hate your visits. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll stick with that. That's all you're going to get. Anyway, so thank you for not completely ruining my day with your presence. I appreciate it. Sorry, you might as well head on out. I wouldn't want to delay your journey back to town with prattling nonsense of affection or anything like that. But I suppose I'll be seeing you around. Whisperwind isn't very big. Obviously, I need to journey into town eventually soon anyway, so I suppose until next time. See you later.